Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a collective reading for Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. So parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest for other people that it does resonate with. I'm just going to cut the cards and we're going to begin. I'm taking the card off the bottom of the deck and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is the underlying energy for this reading, and the Queen of Pentacles has got the coin. That is my cat Stella. She just woke up, and I've thought I had satisfied her every need, but she just woke up because she knew I was doing a reading. She likes to participate. So the Queen of Pentacles is focused on the coin, and she's all about quality over quantity, and she's known for being able to be like someone that is steadfast, and that she has all her ducks in order. So this is a good way to start off this reading, and we're going to take the first card, and I'm just going to double check that you can see it, that the video is running, because she distracted me. And so we're beginning the reading off with the energy of the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is the most emotionally available king in the tarot deck. And the King of Cups, like, he's sitting on the water and he's surrounded by water, which represents emotions, but he has mastered his ability to contain his emotions. And so this combination is actually a nice combination if it's about regarding the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, because she's steadfast and you can rely on her, and he also is someone that can be relied on. And sometimes if the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles get together, both of them are so focused on the pentacles that it's, what's the word I want to use? Boring? Could be boring. So this is quite a conventional couple if we're talking about that. This could just be the underlying energy, and this could be totally unrelated, but we'll see. Wow. Well, we have two people together here, and we have the Ten of Cups. So the King of Cups is in the Ten of Cups energy. The Ten of Cups is like ultimate fulfillment. It's like a rainbow of everything you want. All these cups represent fulfillment, and like you can see, it's a couple with a family and a beautiful background. This is a really nice energy, this reading. Really light. And then we have conception. So I've got this upside down. I don't take reversal cards because every tarot card has the potential to be either strong or weak, positive, negative, however you want to put it. And for me, it's a matter of the interplay of the cards around each other. So this is the card of, this is action because it's got the wands in it. And this is, these wands have been launched and conception has taken place. So they're on their way. And so the wands represent the fulfillment of these desires. And what's going to, and this can also mean pregnancy, like it has been conceived. The wands have either just been launched and they're about to land, or they were launched some time ago and they're going to land now. They're like just about hitting the ground. So we'll see which one it is. With this card, it feels like, because this came out as the energy of, right after the King of Cups, that this is coming into fruition. We'll see how quickly. Yeah. Oh, and then we've got the Five of Pentacles. And so the Five of Pentacles is being left out in the cold. This is a card of tactics being played out where these two people are left out in the cold and they're not able to participate with others, basically. But the two of them have choices here still. What looks like the two of them are together and they are collaborating with each other empowering each other as much as they can as they stay together. And they could go into this church in the background, but they either will or they'll choose to keep going. And so this could be, I'm just getting, this feels a little bit like this card is coming from the past energy. And it could mean these lands didn't want, or these lands didn't want, these wands didn't land. We'll keep looking into it. So, interesting. We have the Four of Pentacles following the Five of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is actually, it's less pentacles than they have here. Having said that, it's a strong foundation because there's two underfoot. There's one being held close to the heart, so the heart's desires. And there's the crown and glory. So there's three levels of making money: safe money, heartfelt desire money, and then the crown and glory, where you achieve this fulfillment. I feel like this is saying that this 10 of Cups, like, stay calm, this 10 of Cups is on its way. And you were out in the cold, but now you have a strong foundation. This bottom, what I'm building here in this spread is a pyramid. And the pyramid, this bottom line is about your needs, what you need to do to be able to move forward. So that would make sense. And then for the outcome, like the underlying energy, is the Queen of Pentacles. So it makes sense that maybe we're talking about a past situation that now is beginning to resolve, and that there's a strong foundation now for this to come in. Either that, or they had this, then this happened, and now they're rebuilding with this strong foundation. And we have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is representing someone that was standing at the roof of their castle. You can see he's on the top, surveying the land. And he has two wands there, and he's holding a globe in his hand. So the globe in his hand represents the world. So he has the world in his hands, and he feels like he's been successful. So that makes sense. He's on a castle, but he's holding that wand, and he's looking out, and he's got one wand planted, and then he's got his left hand, and this is like creative solutions and more about intuition. And he's like the big fish in the little pond. You know, it's rare to be a hero in your own hometown. He wants to expand his horizons, and he's deciding whether or not he should leave where he's at and rebuild. And the wands also represent, it's an entrepreneurial energy. So I'm getting a few scenarios that could be happening here. Is this King of Cups has had ultimate fulfillment, but he wants to expand his horizons. And it's talking, this came up in a reading, I can't remember which one, a few days ago or whenever, that the wands, that it's an entrepreneur that has been very successful, maybe in his hometown, but he recognizes that, you know, he's a big fish in a little pond, and he wants to expand, so maybe like franchise himself. That's what's coming up, so we will see. Oh, and look at this. So the Page of Wands is delivering a message, and the Page of Wands would be someone that's younger, under the age of 21, and he is admiring his wand, as young men often do. And he is really focused on, on that one being held there. So the message isn't necessarily about a younger person, but this is about him delivering the message and so this could be regarding this King of Cups as a younger version of himself. The wands are not royalty, they work for royalty, but this is a message coming in. So he could be representing this king when he started out, and then he built all this, and then something happened in the business, and he had to start over again, or it could be that it was really successful and now he wants to move on. And the Page of Wands is someone that is follows his passions, follows his heart, what his heart's desires are, like being held here. And see, the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles are both holding a pentacle very similarly in their lap. So he might be just an entrepreneur that wants to expand, and it may be that wherever he's at this point in his business, or the location where he's at, that he doesn't have the support he wants, and so he wants to move into another city, another country, or whatever, and start his business over, or he is successful and wants to doesn't feel comfortable where he is anymore now, and wants to move into a bigger, expand his horizons. And that's what the fire energy is all about. It's about action. And then, okay, now this is clarifying it a little bit, because now we're getting into, okay, what do you need to manifest, and what are the obstacles, and what is it going to take for you to remove the obstacles for you to be able to get to this 10 of Cups is what's coming up. And so this is, the 8 of Cups is when someone is done, like I'm done. I am, and they're walking away because this, whatever this was, is no longer suiting them. So that really is really clarifying these two cards, that this person is walking away from whatever this was and starting out over again somewhere else. Now it doesn't mean that whatever he was doing was not successful. And the cups can, they represent romance, like love, and they also represent what you love to do and who you love to do it with, etc. So this person is walking away from these 7 cups that he already had lined up and going off to find a different cup, or he has these 7 cups lined up and now he's feeling dissatisfied and walking upstream so that he can go get the next cup, which is the 8th, to get these 10 of Cups. I feel it's more the second. There we go. And so we have the 2 of Swords. So this is a card of being basically of two minds, being in a tug of war. When you're in a tug of war and you don't know what to do, let go of the rope. And I feel that's what this is doing. I'm getting that this King of Cups was making a lot of emotional decisions, and now he's in his mind. And this is talking about either having this could be like having a closed mind or not being able to see things clearly, or it could mean like, I don't want to be distracted here, and I'm going to go inward, and I'm going to meditate, because you have all the water in the back just like you do here. And the thing about the King of Cups is he's like very steady and he's really aware of emotions and everything. But if the King of Cups feels betrayed by anyone, he's the one who's most likely to hold a grudge out of all the kings. And then we have, wow, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So yes, this king has gone inward, and he's now made some decisions is coming up. So this is about making a decision. So like if you're, like I said, caught in a tug of war and you don't know what to do, let go of the rope and just let go of it. And then the options start coming in. And that blindfold basically is saying that they're not looking with their eyes, they're looking with their third eye. I feel that's more what this is about. And because he has chosen to do this, and I'm getting that this move here is following his heart's desires, because it's about the cups. You notice that it's about the cups. It's not about the pentacles. Having said that, he's going to put his pentacles where his heart is, and he's going to move in a different way, because now we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is about newness. It's about a new cycle starting up. and moving forward in a different way. And so this second row here, we're climbing a pyramid, is this is what you need, and this is the obstacles and the manifestation. So the obstacle is being able to go inward, let go of the emotions, and use the mental capacity to make the decision rather than making an emotional decision. And then he's able to move forward with the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Queen of Cups. Interesting. So now the Queen of Cups shows up. So it's kind of, because the reading started off with the Queen of Pentacles, it could be that, I don't know, I'm getting he may have married for money. Or, I mean, someone may have married him for money. And there's a Queen of Cups that he wants to be with, because it's right on the conception. And the Queen of Cups is the most maternal of all the queens. This could also be like a parent that maybe he was doing his best to please and now is doing what is best for him. Take the different scenarios, and that's what it's saying. So in any case, the Queen of Cups is the most maternal. She's ready for marriage. She can raise her family. She loves her children, pets. And when the two of them get together, it's a very traditional type of relationship. And it's love. Like, it's based on the emotions rather than on the pentacles. And it's because he's got a sword here with two choices crossed over his heart. Really interesting. And if you notice, his right hand is covering his left hand. So I'm getting that in the past he made his decision based on logic, because that's the right side, that's the male moving forward energy. And the feminine energy is underneath. It's being held back by the logic. So I feel like in the past, he made his choices more on a logical level, on what looked good on paper is what's coming up. And now he's making his decisions regarding his, using his logic, but what he really wants. And I'm getting he would rather have the love over the money, but he could have both. And that's what he's not, like, that's what he's starting to realize. So this also, when two queens show up like this could be a man in his feminine energy, and this could be the king could be a woman in her masculine energy. So these are archetypes. So you're aware of that. And also, the two queens could be one person that is embodying now the qualities of the two. But because of this, I feel like these two queens are two different people. Oh, and then we have the King of Wands. Look at that. And the King of Wands is sitting on the wands that were thrown, the conception, and the fulfillment, the ultimate fulfillment with a family. It's coming up because and this is really interesting also because the Queen of Cups, as I said, she loves children in that, and this is the card of pregnancy that's been conceived. It could be a pregnancy, like a beginning of a business, or especially following the Wheel of Fortune. So this could be regarding, because there's pentacles and cups involved, this could be regarding, what you love to do and who you want to be, what you love to be. Or it could actually be an actual romance that's like a situation taking place. And once again, I just feel like these two kings are different aspects of this person, because like all of a sudden now, this King of Cups has decided to take action here at the end of here, and he's manifesting now under the action. He's using his ability to make things move, and you'll notice he's not sitting forward straight on anymore now. He's looking into the future. But interestingly enough, he's also not looking at the Queen here. He's looking at fulfillment, conception of his fulfillment. So we'll see. And then we have the Hermit. So the Hermit climbs up on the mountain to go be alone and be with God so that he can meditate and figure out, okay, where am I going? And then when he's ready, he takes the light in a lantern, represents the information he has, and then he comes down from the mountain and he implements that in his life. And it's following the King of Wands with the action, is looking at the Hermit. So this is coming up that, yeah, this is about the inward journey, and to manifest, he needed to go up to the mountain, be by himself, separate himself from everything so that he could make a clear mental decision, and at the same time be in his heart and take action on that. And you notice that like all three of these are facing the same way. And like this page is facing this way. But the Queen of Pentacles is also facing this way. So we'll see when. And you'll notice she's also wearing the same colors in the robe. So this could now be two couples. You know, that something's happening with two couples. Perhaps it was a business partnership that doesn't work out anymore. Like I'm just getting brothers or sisters and they were all getting along and now they're not. So the partnerships aren't working out. That's another scenario. This is a general reading, so just picking up all the options for all of you out there that will be in this collective. And so then now the Page of Cups comes in. And you'll notice the Page of Cups has a fish in his cup. And he's very focused on that fish. Now he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea. Having said that, he's focused on this fish. So this is a message of, this could be when the Page of Cups shows up, it quite often is like a romantic gesture, maybe a first date, a proposal. It can, or if it's regarding business and that it could be like a contract, a new partnership, something like that. But his energy is all focused on that one cup. And that one cup that he's focused on is the 8th cup that he needs to get this ultimate fulfillment. And this third row of the pyramid is regarding having the courage to move forward in a different way. And that's basically what this card is also about. And the Wheel of Fortune is about that. Things clicking into place so that you can move forward in a different way. Wow, and then we've got the Queen of Wands. There's lots of there's lots of queens here. I'm getting this very much could be a couple now, and it could be the qualities of one person. Depends, you know, on, it could be two couples because we have two kings and two queens, or it could be that one king that embodies both those qualities, or one queen that embodies all three of these qualities. So the Queen of Wands, so it's interesting because the Queen of Wands is all about, she's got a very sunny disposition, born to shine. You know, she's really sexy and she likes creative solutions. She likes to dance to her own tune. And out of all the face cards in the wands, the other ones all have salamanders on them because it's protection from fire, except for her, because she is the one that sets the tone. She is the fire, and she is very aware of what's going on in the background. She chooses to deal with life in looking at, okay, what's a creative solution for this problem? Not ignoring what's going on, but not getting her emotions caught up in things that she doesn't want them caught up in. She's very focused on moving forward. And the black cat represents the fact that she really doesn't care what other people think about what she's doing or think about her. She's going to do what her intuition tells her to do. She's got the curtain with the veil in the background, and that's like representing both the spiritual and the earthly matters. And the sunflower is just an indication that she follows the sun. So she follows her happiness. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. And that also represents divinity, like God, the Most High. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And so the 8 of Pentacles is about putting the work in. Out of all the Pentacle cards, this is the only one where the person is actually working on a coin. So this is about, the Pentacles represent, health, wealth, happiness, abundance, not necessarily just money, but this card is more about money. He's making money and very dedicated, very focused on this goal. And he is either starting off and he's working on the 2nd pentacle now, and he has 1 done, or he has all of these done and he's on the 2nd last one. I'm getting it's more because it's a page and because of this energy of the page here working into this. And also recognize that because the kings and queens are archetypes, the king can embody the Queen of Wands energy. So this could be saying that the king is now embodied this energy of being the King of Cups and being the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So, it can be, it's not about gender, it's about masculine and feminine traits. And then we have the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is sitting on the Wheel of Fortune and this card and the Foundation. Okay. So this is basically saying having to start over after being left out in the cold. So this is clarifying that something happened. There could have been, with all this energy of these so many kings and queens, there could have been some cheating or something like that. And now this is okay, I'm going to start over. What am I going to do? I'm going to take action on going in this direction. I'm leaving these 7 cups behind, or I've got those lined up, but I'm going somewhere else to build the rest of this to get to the fulfillment, whichever works for you. And in the mind's eye, had to sit and reflect on it for this to be able to take place. So the 10 of Swords is a card of, well, it's obviously it's a disturbing sign, but the 10 of Swords can also be a blessing in disguise. And you notice that he's looking towards the distant horizon, just like he is here. And the distant horizon has the yellow in it, just like here. So this could be like, this is why he's made this choice to just start over, and he's left these 7 cups behind, and now he's working on this 1 cup because of this. Because he put he put a lot of hard work into it, and he was almost there, and then he was betrayed. He was betrayed. That's what's coming up, which caused a lot of worry and concern, a never-ending nightmare. It's just like everything fell apart, feels like at once, because it's sitting on here. Sometimes this can be illumination from source energy, but I'm not necessarily getting that. In a way it could be because, he's gone in and he's reflected, but he's made this choice to move. And it was a really hard decision for him to make. But as hard as it was, it is coming up a never-ending nightmare that he was going through. And so I'm getting that perhaps this was a relationship that has been a relationship for quite some time, and there's been like this was kind of like, okay, this is the 10th sword. I'm done. I'm walking away. And this row here is about having the courage to do so. There we go. We have the strength coming in. So this is talking about clearing those, like the reasons why people stay in relationships that don't do them justice is quite often because of childhood, like the way they were raised as a child, and their limiting beliefs about their worth and value is what's coming up with this. So having the courage, and now what this is saying is this person has gained the courage to move forward into their heart's desires. And to do so, they had to really reflect upon how their emotions were affecting them from when they were a child and how they were raised as a child. This is a young woman reaching into the lion's mouth, which represents fears. And a lot of the fears that we have are from our childhood. So she's facing her fears. And so this is also saying, I'm just getting that this king had been really like logical, focused on pentacles, and not so much following the heart. And it was because of the way that he was raised, like work hard. The most important thing is money. Be really dedicated to that. And now he's got a different fish. And what's interesting is what came up in the reading yesterday is a lot of people are feeling this need to make these changes because Neptune has been in the sign of Pisces, which is a fish, and we moved into the age of Aquarius in 2020, which is about air. So a lot of people are feeling like a fish out of water. But at the same time, right at this time, the Neptune, which its cycle takes 165 years, and that's really deep, deep emotional stuff, that it's come around now, and it's been kind of back and forth between moving from Pisces into Aries, and now, right around this time, we are settling, and it's going to stay in Aries for 165 years. And the Aries energy is about fire. It's the baby of the entire zodiac. So a lot of people right now that are feeling dissatisfied with the way things are feeling this energy of, I want to go with my heart. I want to make some changes here. That's the kind of energy that this brings in. And Aries energy is very rammy. It's represented by the ram, and it's an infant. And an infant is very, if you've ever had an infant, a newborn, they're very demanding. And you know, the thing about that is when you have an infant and they're really demanding, you don't mind so much because you want to please them. And so that's coming up, saying that this person has decided that he's going to please himself, and he's going to do things in the way that he wants to do them, and let go of those limiting beliefs from his childhood that are holding him into a situation that he just doesn't want to be in. That's what's coming up. Wow. And then we have the soulmates because of it. So he may have met someone. He might be going through, you know, she, through, you know, that period in life where, you know, middle age crisis, they call it, where they just want what they want. And so maybe he's found a new person that he wants what he wants, and realize, because a lot of times, unless we face those fears that are held in our subconscious mind, our subconscious mind is developed between the ages of being born into the age of 7-ish, and we don't remember a lot of our childhood. So the people that were in charge of our care tell us who we were and what we were. And that's kind of what's coming up, that this person has decided that I'm ending this never-ending nightmare. I'm going after what I want. And I'm going after it with, it's coming up. It could be the same person, but now they're they've been together and they both have decided, okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it in a different way. We're done with trying to do it this way, and we're going to move into a different way, and we're going to focus on our heart's desires. So take it as it, yeah. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So this energy is sitting on the Queen of Wands and the making money. Yeah. So there's only, the Eight of Swords is kind of my way or the highway. There's only one way to do this. She could just walk away here, you know. She's not, there's not, no one's binding her to the swords. And when you look, there's the swords are behind her. They're actually at her back, so they could be protecting her. There's a castle in the background. Feels like she's, it's a big choice sometimes, like especially if you own a lot of material things, to follow your heart and like let go of that, you know. And so the logical decision would be like, don't. But your heart is telling. So it's kind of like when you're in this, I just feel like because her arms are bound, and in this situation, it's kind of like the Queen of Wands is about wanting to do what she wants to do. And we have the Queen of Cups, and it's all about love. So the hard work, you know, are you going to leave all this? Are you going to disturb all that you've acquired because of all the hard work you've put in so that you can have this cup, you know? Or are you going to stay in the old situation? Oh, here we have it. The Ten of Wands, which is, you know, it looks like there's a struggle here, right? So this is representing this struggle of this action. Am I going to take this action? And now that I've taken it, the Ten of Wands, though, he's planted those wands, you see? So it's basically about planting seeds, taking action on certain things, building whatever you want to build, and then finding maybe some of those wands aren't what he wanted. So he could let go of some of the wands and just carry the ones that he wants to. In any case, he's on his way to this new horizon. And so if he wants to, he could just let go of some of the wands. Quite often this represents burdens that you're carrying that don't really belong to you, like carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Maybe being, you know, in the family, and you've always been the responsible one and always been the one that people can rely on and count on, but now it's just been too much. And that's kind of what this mental prison is saying, is wanting to get to his heart's desires and let go of the burdens from the past that no longer serve him. And understand, and by the time we're at the Ten of Wands, we've planted these, you know, the seeds for these wands. So we have the ability to change the way we think and change our actions to be able to let go of what's not working for us anymore. And that's confirmed right here by the Seven of Pentacles, where he's in deep reflection here. You know, here's I have 6 pentacles here, and I've got the 7th one at my foot, which is representing this one. And I'm getting it's also what's in this cup, like the fish out of water energy from moving from Pisces into Aquarius. Because 2020 was a huge change for a lot of people. And, you know, 2020 is 2020 vision. So seeing what's really going on behind the scenes, etc. So basically, the Queen of Pentacles likes quality over quantity in that. But if some people get into this energy where money is the most important thing, and that's what I feel like he's reflecting on, could he be happy with less coins and more love is what's coming up. And then we have the energy of, yeah. So he's gone from the 2 of Wands to the 3 of Wands, and he's committed now. He's leaving 2 wands behind, and he's going with that 1 wand that the Page of Wands came in. So this is just reconfirming. This is the struggle that it's taking to be able to make this decision, which is really interesting. You know, it's a struggle we all go through at some point in different degrees. And then we have the Magician. So that's when the magic starts happening. So the Magician is also like the Strength card. The infinity symbol is above the head. representing the ability to have, this is an energetic upgrade. This is the first step that the Fool takes when the Fool decides to start on a journey and on an adventure in the tarot deck. The first card is the Magician. So it's being able to implement on the 3D world what we've been dreaming about or what we want to bring into our lives. And it represents infinite possibilities. So by having, because it's sitting here with the cups and the soulmates, this is the soulmates, and following your heart's desires with the strength to be able to go deep and look into it, that this is an ending of a cycle and a new one's beginning. Let the magic begin. Yeah. And I'm just getting that this is, in this particular case, that this is the energy of these three swords, where these, the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, like doing this battle of letting go of childhood fears and then being able to move into this new way of being. And you notice he's got two wands in his hand still, or two swords in his hand. So it's, I feel like it's two people moving forward in this way. And it's been just the jaggedness of the clouds and the sky and everything. It's been quite the battle. But I'm getting it's been an inner battle. We have the King of Swords. So the King, yeah, now this has brought the King of Swords in. Is that all four? We've got the King of Cups, and we've got the King of Wands. Okay, so this is the King of Swords. We've got a lot, we do have a lot of, I'm getting this is more of an upper class kind of people, like professionals, more than people that don't have any choices. It's people that have the choice to make these decisions, like they can make it work on a financial level. And the King of Swords is, okay, I've made the decision, I've come in, I'm going to now, this is it, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, I've made the decision, I've worked through all this. And because the King of Swords uses his words and his intellect to fight his battles rather than getting caught up in the emotions of it. So what I'm getting is, because this person starts off as the King of Cups, this has been a real battle within themselves to allow themselves to logically come to the conclusion, I have to follow my heart. Wow. And look what happens. The Ace of Cups, it's overflowing with abundance. It's a gift from the universe. It's a gift from God saying, congratulations, you made it to the top of the pyramid. And you are going to reap the benefits of following your life path, your heart. You're not going to do what other people think you should do. You're going to do what's in your heart to do. And this is divinely guided and supported by the universe. And so if we take the journey, and this is the past, we've got, the King of Cups starting off, goes up to the mountain, which is represented there, and communes with God to get some insight as to what to do, and is like, okay, I've got to focus on this and let go of any burdens. If I have to let go of money, I'm willing to do so. I'm making the decision. It's clean cut is what's coming up, and I am going to get my fulfillment. And then now the steps of action going into what's happening is, okay, like, whoa, him looking back and going, this has been quite the battle. And thank goodness that I did it. And thank goodness I faced my fears. The never-ending nightmare is ending. I'm walking away from cups that no longer serve me. And I'm going to adopt this new energy of being in this Page of Wands energy, which is more a lighthearted, more playful way of going through life and not being so focused on what I should do, but enjoying life, like being able to enjoy life itself. And we're going to clarify that with my oracle, which is talesfromthevector.com, TAILS from thevector.com. I have a website with all the paintings on it. And what I've done, I began it in 2007, and there were 64 paintings of some of them are big dragon paintings. And from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I worked on it and while I was doing a lot of other shift and finished all the paintings in 64. I did bring them out when the deck wasn't complete and went to fairs, psychic fairs, etc. for about 4 years, taught a lot of seminars and poured that energy into it. So right now I'm working on bringing the oracle out, but I want to play with the cards on a bigger scale, and that's why I'm doing my YouTube channel finally now and taking it making it a priority, so that I can, when I don't want to write this book second time, the information, I want to get it correctly. So this is the High Priestess, yeah, and I was just saying that about the intuition. So the High Priestess is all about intuition. The High Priestess is close to God, and it's the second step. Like here we have the Magician, and the High Priestess comes after the Magician, and it's all about the joy of life and being, enjoying life. Then we have the Scotoma. So that's basically sitting on here, confirming, like, Scotoma is just a blind spot. It's interesting also because we've got the Magician, which is the beginning, then the joy next to that, and we have the Ace at the top. And we have, this is 64 is the last card in the oracle. So basically, this card is saying that you may have had a blind spot somewhere in your makeup. And that probably is caused by limiting thoughts or fears from your childhood. And that you've, resolved most of that now, at least enough to be able to move forward. And there is a good reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. So you need to focus on moving forward action, rather than staying in a past that is unsatisfying for you. And then we have the Star. The Star is as innocence of a child, like allowing yourself to be in this playful energy and moving forward in life in that way. Sometimes that means, I'm just getting, it may have meant that there was a division in the family because of it, or lost some friends. Usually if there's a divorce or anything, you're going to lose. You find, the good news is you find out who your friends are and aren't. And it's the same as if someone is able to really empower others to enjoy life because they have more money or whatever, and they're generous, and then all of a sudden they don't have that. There's a lot of people that will fall off because the only reason they were really around was because they wanted some of that. And now it's more like being left out in the cold sometimes is a brilliant thing. Yeah, and the journey moving forward is anticipation, not expectation. So moving forward without any expectations of how it's going to turn out, just knowing in your heart, okay, this is the way, I'm foolhardy. And when you're foolhardy like that, that's when you end up with the Ace of Cups, because this is a gift from God. And when you're foolhardy and you're on the fool's journey, you're traveling in God's plan. And so you anticipate what's happening. You don't worry. You're not in this state of worry anymore because you're not fighting yourself. And then, we got the Lovers. So that's adoration. So that's confirming again that this person is now following their heart. Now that could be, for those of you out there that are interested in love and romance, that could be another person, or like the soulmates card, that's also representing your higher self, being in communion with your higher self. So this could be about being with a particular person, making that decision, or it can also mean being true to yourself, which is always a good thing. Not easy to accomplish all the time. Yeah, and then we have Shooting Star. So, and she's sitting right. Shooting Star is the base root chakra. And basically what Shooting Star says is it's all a matter of attitude. So if you have a good attitude, you can overcome anything. And even so, overcoming those fears requires having the attitude of the Page of Wands, where you're willing to go after what you want. And then Superstar, and that's the throat chakra. That's being able to speak it into existence. When you start saying, okay, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to move forward, and you say that to yourself, you are going to create harmony and within yourself, and then that allows you to progress with anticipation rather than with this nightmare energy. And we have the father figures, and that's covering this. So I'm just getting that there was a lot of energy here. This is a major accomplice. Like this, a lot of us have these issues. So a lot of times, like if people have a father figure that was very focused on money and hard work, and you have to do it that way, and you were raised that way, it can be really challenging to make heart over money matters. That's what's coming up. And so that requires really going through this separation of what is expected of you from your family. And instead of what's expected, you're going to move into anticipation. Yeah, and abuse of power. So that's a karmic space that we all fall into at one point or another. And it's really rampant in families, actually. There's, different levels of abuse. So it's that energy of, if you don't do it this way, then you're not a productive member of the family and you're going against the grain and whatever. That can be just a form of abuse, and that's passed down. Any abuse is passed down from generation to generation to generation. So someone eventually has to say, okay, I'm going to stop this cycle of this nightmare. I'm going to stop it. You see, that's right on here. And I'm going to make a choice that I am going to be the first person in my family to follow my heart desires rather than do what the family expects of me. And we have the Chariot. So this is about, because this is on the Wheel of Fortune, like here, this is that, okay, now the movement becomes, once that decision is made, then the person can move forward and it starts happening a lot more quickly. Like once you start spinning like a top, it starts going. It gains momentum is what's coming up. And then we've got the Libra energy. Okay, that's the mature adult being able, anticipation versus expectation. So that's confirmation that this new way of moving forward in this feminine energy of more of an emotional, heartfelt desires and focusing on that and being mature enough to bring it into being, like being ready for that decision. And the mother's worry, yeah. So this is letting go of worry. Mothers are taught to worry. So it could, it sometimes mothers can be very manipulative to be able, that's what's coming up, to be able to get what they want. So sometimes mothers do their best to get their children to worry about them. Like, oh, if I do that, I'm going to upset my mother. And so that's a form of abuse, but it's most of the time, it's not even done on a conscious level. It's just the way things have been done. And so that there's a lot of that energy coming in right now because of that Neptune energy that I was talking about. And you'll see it played out big time in the world. And you'll also see it played out at a more regular level in everyday lives. So the Emperor is all about performance. And the Emperor has all four qualities of that king rolled into one person. So I feel like the queens here may have been different women in his life, and one of them might have been his mother. And that's coming up here. because it started off that way, and who brings you onto this earth is the mother. So the Emperor, this is basically confirming this King of Cups is the different kings here are representing one person. I don't know about the queens, like that's coming in a little bit more muddled, because I'm getting the main focus on in this reading because the King of Cups came out first. This is about the King of Cups journey, and we all have a little bit of King of Cups in us. So, and this is like the courage, the battle star, is being able to breathe through it. You know, being able to like, okay, I can handle this, and be able to handle whatever and I'm getting a lot of this is an inner battle, and it might be battles between family members and friends, etc. Like listening to advice and them saying, no, you can't do that. But in your heart, you just have to. Yeah. And the devil. Because especially if it's like that midlife crisis thing, the devil doesn't tempt us with, oh my God, that's horrible. I wouldn't want that to happen. The devil presents us with what we want, the sensuality, and oh, well, you deserve it. Just do this. You'll get it. It's not going to hurt. That's that energy of that temptation of falling into, okay, I want what I want, so I'm just going, I don't care who I tread over. So that's not what this energy is talking about. This is a person who probably was overgiving, is what I'm saying, and they're now saying, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to put myself first, which is really important, because eventually, if you don't put yourself first, eventually you'll be sucked dry, and that can be energetically, financially, your health, whatever. If you need to put yourself first to be able to continue to be able to give to others. And okay, so the disruption is the first tactic that we actually have coming out here. And the disruption is, okay, a lot of people, when they think about tactics and they think about disruption, you would think about negative events. But when you are in a family situation like this, the holidays come up, and holidays are disruptive to everyday life. So a lot of times, well, you can't do that at Christmas. Well, you can't do that on their birthday. It's your anniversary. How can you do that on your anniversary? You know, like that kind of energy. So it's not giving into this disruption and what was, yeah, and that's on the never-ending nightmare. Yeah, because there's always a holiday around the corner, right? And then we have the Hierophant, so traditional structure. So this is really saying again, that Neptune energy of, well, it's always been this way. Like how can I go against what it's always been? Well, you can, and a lot of people are right now. You have to be in a space where this is really good. This person has really gone inward to reflect upon how it's going to affect themselves, how it's going to affect others. And quite often, like if there's children involved, you know, it's a serious decision. It's a big decision to make if you're leaving one family for another, but there we have it. There's the Aries energy coming in, the infant, which with the conception card, and we had the Queen of Cups coming in, could be maybe someone's pregnant and you know, okay, I'm going to marry them, and or I'm going to get married because I'm pregnant. And this is about, the Aries energy is always about being versus doing. Like, am I going to be true to myself, or am I going to do, which is do. Because look at how he ended up, like just carrying all these burdens and all of this work that he put into his life. He's reflecting on, I put all this work in and I'm successful, but I'm not happy. And how many people are in that? You know, a lot of people find that out after. Yeah. And bang, right there. The oracle is saying that's because you were following expectations of who you were, how you were supposed to be, and you were busy doing what was expected. And expectations always create limitations. Whereas if you have anticipation, then you're following more what you were put here to do. And then we have at the top, jealousy, sibling rivalry. And this person is saying, I don't care, I'd rather be better than bitter. I love it. That's a really, you know, and other people quite often don't, sometimes without even realizing it, are jealous because because another person is, you know, someone else in their family is able to say, you know what, I love myself enough that I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm letting this go. And so quite often don't expect, like if you go against family, how the family has always done anything, it can really cause a lot of you know, like a lot of upset in the family. Having said that, it also clears a lot of, because this is karma, it clears, it can clear generational curses of doing things a certain way that are not benefiting the family line. And usually in the background, if you know you have people that have passed on in your family, like your grandparents, your great grandparents, they're watching from, you know, from across the veil, and they are going, go for it. You'd rather be better than bitter. So this is a really cool reading. This is basically about giving yourself permission to really go inward and find out who you are and move forward in life in that way and add that beautiful value to the planet. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope you have also. I will do another one tomorrow. Bye for now. If you do resonate with this, feel free to hit that subscribe button and give it a like if you enjoyed it. I will, in the description box below, will be the chapter where this starts, and I'll list these cards in the order that they came up. You can go to TAILS, talesfromthevector.com, to look the paintings up, see what they look like, and there's also some extra information there. Bye for now. I'll talk to you tomorrow.